we've already talked about how to solve equations with variables on both sides. But sometimes when you're working with an equation like that, you actually end up with something that has no solution. So that's what's going to happen in this one. Now we're going to start off solving it like normal. We're going to simplify each side separately and then we'll just solve. But what's going to be different is the very, very end. So let's go ahead and solve this one. On the left-hand side, I need to simplify. But looking here at the left, 6x minus 4, there's nothing for me to add, subtract, multiply, divide. So I can go ahead and leave that as is. Now on this right-hand side, I see that there's some parentheses I can distribute into, and I might be able to add or subtract. Something to be very careful of is that you may not add the 4 and the 3 first, because order of operations says you must do your multiplication and division first. And the 3 is being multiplied by the parentheses, which means I need to distribute that 3 in before I can do any adding. So I'm going to take this 3 and distribute it in to the 2 and the negative 2. So I end up with 4 plus 6x minus 6 when I distribute that 3. On the left-hand side, doesn't change. Now I can go ahead and combine like terms on the right. I see a positive 4 and a negative 6 that are like terms. 4 minus 6 is going to give us a negative 2. So I have my 6x, that just stays. And then when I combine the 4 and the negative 6, I get negative 2. And on the left, I haven't done anything on the left. So now from here, I have everything as simplified as it can get on that right-hand side. So now I can start moving things across the equal sign. I prefer to have all my variables on the left, so I'm going to take the 6x's that are here on the right and move them over to the left-hand side. I want to take the whole 6x term, so I'm going to either add or subtract it. Since it's positive, I'm going to subtract it. So I'm going to subtract 6x, and those will cancel. 6x minus 6x, there's no more x's on the right-hand side. I have to do the same thing to the left, and what you'll notice is that I have 6x minus 6x, which means there's no more x's on the left-hand side either. What I have on the left is just negative 4, and on the right I have a negative 2. So we're stuck with something that says that negative 4 is the same as negative 2. That's not true. If someone takes $4 from you, and then someone else takes $2 from you, that is not the same thing. That is totally different. So this is not a true statement. If all of your x's go away, all of your variables disappear, and you end up with something that is false, then this is no solution. So there's no possible value of x that would work for your equation, and we just write no solution as your answer. So that's an example of solving an equation that has no solution. I hope that helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.